Hello! I wasn't planning to film today, but I feel like my hair looks good, so I don't want to waste it. I mean, it does look very 80s, but I'm okay with it. So we're not going to waste a good hair day because recently they are few and far between. I'm desperate for a haircut, so we're doing this now. What are we doing? We are going to look through my library TBR, basically. So we're going to look at the books that are on my loans shelf right now. We're going to look at the books that are on my holds shelf right now, and we're going to look at the books that I have tagged as wanting to read. Now these are all audiobooks because that's basically what I use the library for, and I should also mention that the vast majority, if not all, of these books are through the library of my friend Nisha. So my friend Nisha lives in America and she lets me use her library because her library has a lot more titles that I would be interested in reading than my local library does. My local library system is a lot of chick lit and true crime and literary fiction, and basically just all things that I'm not especially interested in. So my library generally doesn't have anything that I kind of want to read, but Nisha's library does. So like I said, most if not all of the books in these lists will be through the library in America. Okay, so I am going to be doing this on my phone, and I'm pretty sure I can screen record on my phone, so I'm going to figure out how to do that real quick. Screen recorder, yes. No sound, yes. Start recording, it's recording, hooray. So we're going into my Libby app, and you can see straight away that I am currently reading A Torch Against the Night by Sophia here. And I'm going to go back now to my loans page. So you can see at the top there I have 7 loans out from the library just now. Hopefully I will have time to read all of those before they expire. So I have The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin, which is what I'm planning to read next actually, and then The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan. You'll see that both of those I only have 7 days left to read, so that could be a problem. I am planning to read The Obelisk Gate and then The Dragon Reborn, and hopefully I can manage to finish both within that 7 days, fingers crossed. After that I've got The Damned by Renee Ahdieh and Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco, and A Torch Against the Night by Sophia here, which we've already mentioned, and Blackwing by Ed MacDonald, although I'd probably be returning that one because I don't think I'm going to get to it in the time. And then I do also have an ebook of A Torch Against the Night as well, which is unusual. I don't really read ebooks ever, but I usually listen and follow along with my books, and my copy of A Torch Against the Night is the super pretty Fairy Loot edition, and I don't want to like damage it by reading it. And by that I mean I do look after my books, but I don't know if you've noticed, but when you read a hardback, the binding gets kind of crooked after you've read the book. So because like the naked hardback is so pretty, I didn't want to damage it in that way, so I've borrowed the ebook from the library as well, sent that to my Kindle, which is just ancient. I've had that thing for like 10 years now. I haven't used it for ages, but actually it's quite helpful, so I'm following along in the ebook on my Kindle, and so far so good. So I could foresee myself doing that in future. It's kind of a trial run for right now, but it's going well so far. So that is my loans shelf just now. So now we go back up to the top and we'll see that I have 16 holds at the moment, which actually is less than I thought. But anyway, we'll go through it. So I have The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, which I have a physical copy of. The Humans by Matt Haig, which I have a physical copy of. Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds, which I don't have a physical copy of. A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers, I do have. The Poppy War, I do have. The Curse of Chalion by Lois McMaster Bujold, I have. City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett, I've got that too. Ember Queen by Laura Sebastian is back on my hold list again. Every time I borrow it, I run out of time to read it and it goes straight back on my hold list. Maybe the next time it comes in I will actually read it. We'll see. Then Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. I've been on the hold for that one for a while. Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Pretty sure I put myself on the hold list for that like last year. The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. Same thing, I've been on that hold list for a while and every time it comes in I'm like in the middle of other stuff so I have to push it back. The Conductors by Nicole Glover. Same thing again. The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. Those last few, there's a long wait for those. So yeah, gonna be a while before I get them. So that is my holds list. And then I have 48 titles in my little TBR tag, basically. So I'm gonna whiz through this as quickly as I can because otherwise this video is gonna get super long and I will again just tell you which ones I have copies of and which ones I don't. So we have Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson, that's non-fiction. Battle Royale by Kashun Takami. The Prey of Gods by Nikki Drayden. Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins, which I have a copy of. Catching Fire and The Hunger Games also by Suzanne Collins. Some of these are on my holds list as well, so Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. I Love You So Mochi by Sarah Kuhn. Torch Against the Night, which I'm currently reading. The Reluctant Queen by Sarah Beth Durst. I do have a copy of that. The Girl from Everywhere by Heidi Heilig, I have a copy of. Master of One by Jada Jones and Danny Bennett, I have. Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta and Corey McCarthy, I have. Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, I have that one too. The Unadoptables by Hannah Took, I do have. Forest of Souls by Laurie M. Lee. The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. Incendiary by Zoraida Cordova and Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. I have all of those. I have the next few as well. So Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Maniscalco, Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand, The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand, and The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chimer. I have all four of those on my shelves also. And then, yeah, I've got this next batch as well. So La Belle Sauvage by Philip Pullman, Kiki's Delivery Service by Eiko Kodono, War Storm by Victoria Aveyard, Inkheart by Cornelia Funke, and The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin, which is on my hold shelf also. And I have these next few also. All these things I've done by Gabrielle Zevin. Sorry, I'm just getting a message from Joanna there. So all these things I've done by Gabrielle Zevin. The Light Between Worlds by Laura E. Weymouth. The Chosen by J.R. Ward. The Beast by J.R. Ward and Birthday by Meredith Russo. I have all of those on my shelf too. The First 15 Lives of Harry August by Claire North, American Royals by Catherine McGee, Record of a Spaceborne Few by Becky Chambers, and Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I have all of those on my shelf, and then the next few I don't have. So Docile by K.M. Sparza, Blaze Wraith Games by Amparo Ortiz, and Beach Read by Emily Henry I do not have. Ember Queen by Laura Sebastian I do have. My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell I don't. Nor do I have Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan, but I do have Senlin Ascends by Josiah Bancroft. Invisible Women by Caroline Criado Perez. I do not have a copy of that. Unwind by Neil Schusterman I've actually read, so I can take that off this list in just a sec. And the Farseer trilogy book 1, Assassin's Apprentice, is one that I do also have by Robin Hobb. And so yeah, that was all of the books on my kind of library digital TBR, and all of the book on my holds shelf, and all of the books on my loans shelf. So yeah, I make really good use of my friend's library, albeit not so much use of my own. But I feel like I get so much enjoyment out of borrowing all these audiobooks from the library that I wanted to share what was on my list with you. Let me know how many books you're on hold waiting for from your library, or how many books you've tagged as wanting to read through your library. Really interested to find out. This was a little bit of a different video for me today, but hopefully you enjoyed it nevertheless. And that is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks! Bye!